So that's a heart of a family. Comment, like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. Welcome back, people. Welcome back.
Happy Saturday.
Yes. What we gonna react to today or talk about?
Amy,
Mm-hmm.
is Onyx okay?
Yes, Onyx is okay.
Also,
Onyx is asleep.
also you.
Am I okay?
Yeah.
I was tired yesterday, all week, Chance. Drained. I need to get one more good night's worth of sleep. I need to get some rest.
How long did you go to sleep for?
When?
Since I had to go to a movie night yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
it was 9 o'clock until 11. I woke up at 1 p.m.
You woke up at 1 o'clock today?
Yeah,
What time did you go to bed?
11.
No.
11
I
at night.
Basically, yeah, because I had to go to a movie night.
No. And y'all, it was outside. Did you get some mosquito bites? Mm.
To be honest, I didn't even watch the movie. All I did was just play with my friends.
Oh, Lord. They didn't make y'all sit and watch the movie. What was the purpose of having it at school then?
People thought we watched it, but we was mostly playing on our phones.
Y'all wasn't watching it. That means you wasn't watching it.
I was.
No, you were not. What was the name of the movie?
Lilo and Stitch.
Oh. You see where I sent you a video in WhatsApp about that, what's that girl's name? Laken. What was her name? Laken Snelling. She had a court hearing the other day. I guess it was for her preliminary. Chance, what you do today?
Go to Ezel real quick.
Don't mute your phone. They don't want to be hearing you chew like that. That's not polite to be smacking like that.
All right.
While you chewing. What to say?
Now
Labor, selfies,
let,
dark
let's
secret, and what
let's
police.
bring y'all back to a couple weeks ago when we were covering this the news coverage of Miss Laken Snelling. She was the Kentucky cheerleader, y'all, that
And don't forget
gave
former beauty queen.
gave birth to a baby, and the baby was um, unfortunately found unalive.
Mm-hmm.
So we're about to find out if was an accident. Was it on purpose? I think it was on purpose.
I mean, what other wait, what other I mean, I can't even talk. What else could it be? Because if it wasn't on purpose, how would the baby be found in the closet in the first place?
No, we're forgetting about the bag.
I mean, but I'm just saying, she put them in a bag, put them in a closet. So that was done on purpose. You did it to conceal whether you tried to hide your whole pregnancy to 9 months and just didn't want nobody to know you had a baby, and you was just gonna go on about your business. I don't know how they wasn't gonna smell it in the closet or whatever. Or she freaked out, just saying, another scenario, you freaked out, had the baby at home, came out stillborn or whatever, and instead of you calling the paramedics and all of that, you still intentionally wrapped them up, put them in a bag, and put them in the closet. So either way, she intended to put him in the closet and wrap him up.
Because I think,
So,
what were you saying?
no, I was gonna say, so she did it on that was on purpose.
Yeah, I
Any
think,
other person probably would have called paramedics and said, I'm in labor or I'm about to have my baby. I'm at home by myself. And then they call paramedics there. And then if the baby unfortunately is born stillborn, you can't control that. But your first thought is not to put them in a bag and wrap them up and put them in a
so,
closet.
um, I think when it first came out, everybody was debating, or I think the conclusion was either stillborn or some wrongdoing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, because just based off this title, Dark Secrets. So, and police reveal. So I'm using what's in the title. Why do we read headlines if this is the actual title now?
Right.
Like, man,
Mm,
I'm gonna get into
right.
it. Here we go.
Crime. And today we have big updates in a case we are following. New court filings, police affidavits, and search warrant documents are giving us a much fuller and much darker picture in the case of Laken Snelling, a 21-year-old University of Kentucky student and member of the school's stunt team who was arrested after a newborn baby was found dead inside her apartment closet. Until this point, the information was thin. We knew the baby existed, that Laken was arrested, and that she had been charged with abuse of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and concealing the birth of an infant. But we didn't know the baby's official cause of death. We didn't know whether Laken even knew she was pregnant or what exactly happened between the birth and the baby being placed in that closet. But today we have some answers in a fresh police affidavit, findings again from that search warrant, and court filings that don't, I'll warn, paint a pretty picture. Quite the opposite. First, let's recap the timeline briefly so the new information makes sense. Laken Snelling was a full-time college student at the University of Kentucky involved in athletics through the stunt team. On August 27th, she gave birth in her apartment. Hours later, the baby, determined to be a baby boy, was found dead in a black trash bag inside her closet. The person who
All right, so now we know hours later.
Yep.
Let's follow along, y'all.
found him is speculated to be Laken's roommate who made the call to 911. Laken was arrested that very day, that same day, when she
Somebody was there with her?
See, look, y'all, this is what I'll be talking about. Like,
Confused. So
like
somebody was in this apartment with her?
this is what I'll be talking about. Like, you see the narrative that it was a month ago. Nobody knew shit. Chance, cover your ears. Nobody knew nothing.
Look at him putting his fingers in his ears.
Now, all of a sudden, y'all know everything. Well, obviously, they know everything now. They did the investigation, but y'all knew this the whole time. But instead, y'all gave her the benefit of the doubt at the start. She didn't even make the phone call.
Yeah. And I think that goes to just some people because of her status. And I ain't even talking about the race or whatever, but her status. and going a university student and all of that. They gave her the benefit of the doubt. That's what
And
happens when people don't.
wait. Wasn't she out?
Yeah, they released her, remember? Yeah, remember they released her. I thought they released her and put her on like an ankle monitor, and the one of the stipulations was she had to go with her parents.
I want to find out more about these dark secrets.
Was first questioned, she admitted she'd given birth. That's all the public really knew. But according to newly obtained records from Fayette County District Court and Lexington Police, Laken herself gave police and hospital staff much more detailed account. The signed affidavits state that she told officers she went into labor and gave birth around 4 a.m. on August 27th. She said the baby, quote, fell onto the floor during the delivery and that she didn't think he was breathing or alive. She also said she was awake for roughly 30 minutes after giving birth before she said she lost consciousness and that she fell on top of the baby when she passed out. When she came to, she observed the baby turning blue and purple. At that point, she believed he was dead. The affidavit quotes her as saying she then wrapped the baby up like a burrito and lay next to him on the floor because it gave her, quote, a little comfort in the moment. Comfort in the moment. Around 7:30 a.m., Laken's alarm went off. She got up, went into the kitchen, and grabbed a black trash bag. She returned to her room, placed the still wrapped baby along with the placenta, which she reportedly put into a Ziploc bag inside the trash bag, then put that bag into her closet and closed the door. She then showered to wash off blood and tried to clean the rest of the blood in her room with paper towels and the towel that she had used on the baby. So then at 8:48 a.m., she sent a message to her roommates in their Snapchat group chat explaining away the noises from earlier in the day. She told them that she had passed out because she had not eaten and that she wasn't feeling well but was going to go see a doctor. Well,
The lies, and the cover up. And my thing is, at what point in time, because a woman is going to give birth wherever they are, if it's that baby's time to come, at what point in time, if you didn't even think he wasn't breathing, do you not call paramedics? You just going to fall asleep and lay next to the baby so you can be comforted?
Wait. How far along was she?
She had to be. I mean, I don't know if she went full term, but from what it's seeming like, she went
Okay.
full term or close to full term because the baby was coming on his own.
Okay,
She was
so
going through contractions and everything, so the baby was coming.
you mean to tell me she went into labor all by herself in that room alone?
Yeah, but she just said that she texted when
This is
she got
after the
up.
fact. This is after the
Yeah,
fact though.
but
But
she
I'm talking
texted her
about,
room.
so she didn't yell, she didn't scream, the baby didn't scream,
But
nothing.
what I think she tried to cover, she texted her roommates and said some of the noise was, well, excuse me, I guess she passed out, fell, or whatever. So if she wasn't feeling well, and she was gonna go to the doctor.
No, I'm just alluding to like the amount of yelling I've heard from labor videos.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
somebody would hear it. And I think it wouldn't just be like a, hey, are you okay? I heard something. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go check on you, see what's going on.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
then two, she's definitely covering up. Um, well, I was sick earlier, I passed out or whatever, I fainted, whatever she said. Said that hours later, but then you already messed up when you said what you said already earlier. The baby fell, and you didn't think to call 911, but instead
This
you
thing
just,
says, uh, she told police she gave birth at the time. She said she didn't believe the baby was alive, and then she
watching
said
the
she laid.
video.
I know, but I was just reading that part of the affidavit when she said she wrapped him up and lay next to him on the floor. Something she said gave her comfort in the time of the moment. For all she know, the baby could have had a faint. breathe, had a faint breathing thing, and the baby could have been like given oxygen if she would have called the paramedics. They could have came out
Time
and
out. Backtrack it right there. Time out. Are you not going to try to give your baby oxygen?
right and CPR. Or call, like I said, call. And then sometimes too, if you've seen baby videos, birth videos, you will see like whether it's a C-section or natural, sometimes the doctors or the nurses have to, pat the baby on they back, or sometimes they, pat them on like they'll just pat them to get them to start screaming and crying.
Who cut the placenta?
Yep.
I mean, I said the
The
placenta.
umbilical cord. Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, let's find out. We're only 3 minutes in.
Two of Laken's roommates later confirmed to police that they had heard, quote, loud noises like something had fallen, coming from Laken's room for about an hour during the early morning. They were then already suspicious she might be pregnant, but had never confirmed it with her, which implies she was not telling anyone that she was pregnant. But they were suspicious. So later that morning, when she left the apartment, they chose to enter her room. They went into their roommate Laken's room, and there they did discover a blood-soaked towel on the floor, a plastic bag containing evidence of childbirth, and ultimately the deceased newborn baby placed in bags inside the closet. So yes,
But
roommate,
hold up.
baby boy.
She didn't even call.
Yeah, we established that.
I mean, but no, I'm just hearing now. It's making her look. I can't even talk. This girl just lost her absolute mind.
But no, she leaving out the fact that where was she at when y'all went into the room?
Right. Did they say
Was
she
she
left?
present? Like, did I skip over that? I don't know. Maybe we too flustered, but we're gonna keep going.
Of those roommates called 911, and police arrived at 10:34 a.m. Laken returned home shortly after, and then she was detained by patrol officers.
We knew it. We knew it. We knew there was foul play.
We knew it. We knew it.
That just don't make no sense.
In our court of law, we got a 99.2% conviction rate.
That's why
Right.
he did it.
Laken, welcome. Welcome.
I'm gonna be back.
Mute your
Justice will
phone,
be
Chance.
served.
Mute your phone, Chance, while you walk off.
Justice will be served. Hopefully, if they send you to our court, but you know how they court be. So what you think? What you think based off what you heard right now? What is the punishment?
I need to Google some of the charges because I'm like,
No. You are the DA.
I know, but I'm saying I don't know all the legal terms for the charges to charge her with, but I don't know if child neglect is one. I don't know if it'll be first degree. At least I would say, what is it, voluntary manslaughter or manslaughter? Because I don't think they will get her on no first or second degree. And then, what's
One, you got concealing a corpse.
Yeah, I couldn't think of that one. That's a charge.
Okay.
Endangering a child, or I don't know if they would
Tampering with evidence.
tamper with evidence,
And
concealing.
since it resulted in death, that might be another charge in itself.
Yeah, and then lying because she didn't lie a few times.
So listen, just off of those right there, since they're involved.
Guilty.
So what? How much time?
I'm pretty. She ain't gonna get no life. Now, if it was me, I mean, she would be in there a long time. But with her and those charges, she probably wouldn't get no more than maybe 5 to 10, and then she'll probably get released after a good 2, and then she gonna go back to her old merry way.
No, 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 no,
The
no.
system is so corrupt.
And my system and this system, minimum, minimum 25.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the money is gonna help her with her legal team and all of that to negotiate and plea deal and all of that. That's what's gonna get her.
Listen, minimum 25, and let me tell you why. If it is how the media painted it at the beginning, and she went on and told all these people this, and this is what actually happened, she knew what she did.
Yeah.
So therefore, I don't think it should be a slap on the wrist, a couple years, 5. No, no. She needs a strict punishment to learn from this. Either way, and first of all, where was she at? Where did she go? And then she came back from. Where did she go?
You talking about when she left and the roommates went in, then she came back?
Yeah, where did she go?
I don't know. Chance
And
mutual
then,
phone.
and then we need to figure out. Is this going my Laken? What was your game plan? You know, after you put the baby in the bag, and I mean, you put your baby in the bag in your closet. What were you going to do after that? You didn't call the cops. You set an alarm. You fell asleep. You woke up, took a shower, got dressed, and left.
Cleaned up some of the
You
blood and
left. You
stuff.
left the baby that you just gave birth to and saw that it was not breathing, and you still decided to leave.
Hmm.
That is why. That is why. So if y'all say 25 is too harsh or 30, whatever I said is minimum, we too soft.
No, and because she had time to think about what she was doing along the way. And I ain't gonna lie, that's not a person's first reaction is to cover it up, conceal it, wrap it up, put it in the closet, clean up from when you were going through the birth. That ain't your first reaction.
And look, her friends already said we suspected it, but she never, I think what she
Mm-hmm.
denied it. So she didn't
Yeah.
want to tell people she was pregnant. So she was already trying to conceal it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Intentional. And then how do we know for sure that the baby fell and she fell asleep and woke up and the baby was blue? How do we know? Well, we don't. So we just gonna continue and we're gonna find out.
Mm-mm.
At that time. So between the time that she put the baby in the closet and the time she was detained, records show that Laken left her residence for her 9:30 a.m. class. She did leave, but she never went inside. Instead, she sat in her car in the parking lot, ordered McDonald's on the app, picked up her food at McDonald's, drove to the University of Kentucky Student Clinic, but again, did not go inside, and then returned home. And that is when police were already on scene, thanks to the roommate who called 911, responding again to that call. And so later that day, she was transported.
Hey, the roommates,
She
I
didn't
think,
she didn't go in because she knew they would have identified that she had just gave birth.
yeah,
Well,
that
that's
too.
why she didn't go to the clinic.
That too. But look, check this out though. The roommates, I think what they did was, I think they heard something. That's why they said an hour. Like, how do you know it was an hour and you don't go in? So y'all waited until she was done. She left, y'all ass went up there, bam.
But I'm trying to figure out what woman who give birth is gonna get up, go first of all, you're gonna conceal the baby. Then you're gonna go take a shower. I don't know if she try to clean up first, then take a shower, or shower, then clean the room up. And then your tail get in the car, sitting down on where your baby then came from, and then your ass is fixing to go to McDonald's and eat.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, that's one strong, you know what I'm saying?
Cause
Like,
I'm like, that is crazy.
hey, that's some strong, hey, whatever, ooh,
That
the
that
type of
that is
pain,
crazy.
type of pain she went
Because
through.
there's afterbirth pain too. There's still contractions that come with women after they have the baby.
And listen, that loud thing they heard for hours, she was probably biting some towel and just,
Yeah.
ooh. And then
But I'm
afterwards,
telling you
oh,
that
she said, oh, I need a
that
Big Mac. Oh, we see.
and then my thing is you eat all of that and you're putting it in your system. That's just crazy.
She had to get a
She
bag.
I think what she tried to do, like I said before on our one of our other calls about her, she tried to she concealed this pregnancy all along, even though I'm sure some of her friends was probably like, "Oh, is she pregnant? She getting bigger?" Or, or whatever. They probably knew, but since she never came out and said anything, they was just like, "Okay, we not 100% sure," but she look it. And then after she had the baby, I think she just tried to go back to her normal life as if she didn't have a baby. And she wasn't banking on her roommates going in that room after she left and snooping and calling the paramedics. Because obviously she wasn't gonna call. How you gonna call the paramedics after you done went and got a Big Mac? That's gonna make you look really suspect.
She
Yeah,
wanted a
I
Big
went through
Mac instead of a
childbirth.
baby back.
I had a baby. I went through childbirth. He came out. I put him in a bag, wrapped him up. Then I got hungry. So I decided to go get a Big Mac. And I was just going to call y'all whenever I got back and get situated. That don't even sound right.
Sound like 25 minimum to me.
That don't even sound right.
That's what it sounded like. She wanted a Big Mac instead of her baby. That's crazy.
And you going out eating. And my thing is, I'm like, now I'm wondering if the baby was actually born unalive. Because, like I said, sometimes the doctors or the nurses, to help get them to start breathing and make that first cry, they have to like suction out their mouth and the nose to help with their breathing. So I'm like, she don't know if the baby was actually born unalive in the beginning anyway. He could have been alive. And she could have done it by wrapping him up in a bag, suffocating him.
That's why I say 25 minimum. Here we go.
To police headquarters and then to the UK hospital, where she also spoke to medical staff and they spoke to her. And according to Kentucky Colonel's reporting, she told them that the baby had shown, quote, a little bit of fetal movement and had made a.
See?
She even said she guessed that the baby was alive at birth. So these details matter because they go into the heart of the charges and how prosecutors might frame this case. The affidavits also note that the baby appeared, yes, to be full term when discovered in her closet. Another major element revealed in the court files is the digital evidence. Police obtained a search warrant for Laken's phone and for her social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, as well as a shared iCloud account with her mother. The search of her phone turned up, quote, several searches pertaining to pregnancy. Seems like she possibly knew she was pregnant. Images of her during labor. So she was taking photographs, sounds like of herself, or she was taking photos of her during labor. Unless somebody else was there, images of her during labor, selfies, and photos of her, quote, doing things ordinary pregnant women would not be doing, suggesting that she may have been trying to conceal her pregnancy, but knowing that she is pregnant. So investigators also found that some of those photos that she had taken had been deleted, which they do say indicates she was attempting to hide evidence of the pregnancy, the birth, and the newborn baby. We don't know why yet, though. We don't know why, so we will hold out the why until later when we learn more. The search warrant requests explicitly that police believe these accounts could contain current or deleted information about the pregnancy, the birth of the full-term baby, and ultimately its potential demise. Laken pleaded not guilty, as you recall, to the three charges. The three charges, again, are abuse of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and concealing the birth of an infant. She is not charged with murder. And at a hearing on September 2nd, that was when she pleaded not guilty. And then she returned to the Fayette County courtroom on September 26th. And she waived her right to a preliminary hearing, which means her case now goes directly to a grand jury. No prelims, just straight to a grand jury. And that grand jury is scheduled to meet as early as October. So this is going fast.
Kentucky student Laken Snelling waived her right to a preliminary hearing in court this morning. You may remember she's charged in the death of her newborn baby. And this case has raised a lot of national attention. Our Sam Carter was in court and has the latest.
Jen, good afternoon. Now, after a long buildup, Laken Snelling chose this morning to waive her right to a preliminary hearing. So what does that mean? Well, that means her case will go directly to a grand jury. Snelling is accused of multiple charges, all in connection to the death of her infant son. Some of those charges, felonies. The hearing today began promptly at 8:30. Her legal team was allowed to go first, and they immediately announced that they were waiving her right to a preliminary.
He couldn't stand trial.
Huh?
Hey, all that evidence coming out to the public scrutiny, getting questioned.
But see, no, she's still gonna go to trial. They just passed on a preliminary. The preliminary is just for them to go over all the evidence to just say it's probable cause or like a justification to go to a criminal trial. So I guess her and her attorney
You think she gonna
agreed
get on the
upon.
stand?
And if I was her attorney, I would say no. Because as much hiding and sneaky shit she's been trying to do and covering up, and her actions of just being nonchalant and just going on about her day and discarding her baby that was unalive, it ain't no answering to that. What are they gonna ask her? Did you intend to wrap your baby up and put him in the closet? What can she come back with that? What?
I can't wait till we crack that phone, release it to the public. If she does testify, we're gonna start crying. I don't think the jury's gonna find her. Man.
Yeah, she Yeah, that's crazy. But they can still, the prosecutors, I'm pretty sure, can still, with all of the findings that they have now, and the selfies and all of this stuff that she was doing, I'm sure is contradicting some of the things that she didn't probably already told. If they probably wanted to add some more charges on her, they probably could. They probably could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably could. I mean, because she was reckless in the stuff that she was doing. I mean, how you don't even call paramedics? That's crazy. Because what is the other word? Recklessness, negligence. I know those are all charges. I mean, that can go towards a manslaughter charge, but they can still up it though. Yeah, that's crazy.
What do you like? What would cause the grand jury to not indict her?
Oh, she's getting indicted.
Here.
It ain't no if and buts about it. She getting indicted. There ain't no way of her getting around that.
Oh man, see,
I can tell you right now.
this is why the system is crazy. Because listen, we don't need to wait till next week. Bam. What you doing after this in an hour? All right, bam. You're indicted. All right. See you in October. We can start.
Mika, you missed the part where after she had the baby and cleaned up, showered, and all of that. Girl, she done got in her car,
She
drove to
wanted a Big Mac
McDonald's.
instead of her baby back.
She drove to McDonald's, put an order in on the app.
That's crazy.
I said, who? I don't know what woman had then gave birth
And think
to
about
a
going to McDonald's.
full, and you walking, getting up, showering, sitting on your butt in a car, driving, and then your body then went through I don't know how many changes and all of that, and then you eating a greasy Big Mac.
Big back.
Yeah, she's a
Hearing, the
big
defense did not object. Now, Judge Melissa Moore did come back to Snelling, asking her if she understood that she was waiving her right to a preliminary hearing. Snelling replied one word, yes. Now, one interesting thing of note today, there were about 10 young women, all appearing to be classmates of Snelling, there supporting her. They did not want to talk to the media after the hearing.
And in the meantime, she's reportedly living with her parents in Tennessee. She's wearing an ankle monitor. About 10 of her former classmates came to court to support Laken, but they all declined to speak to the media. Her legal team, Nash Marshall, PLLC, has told reporters they are not taking media inquiries at this time, but they did make that statement, no media inquiries. So where does that leave us? We still don't have an official public cause of death for this baby boy. We don't know whether prosecutors will upgrade or add charges. Again, she's not charged with murder once the grand jury hears the case. We're going straight to the grand jury, no preliminary hearing, which would often show a lot of the evidence that they have. And we don't know how the deleted photos and searches will be interpreted in court. We also do not.
She was taking selfies too, Mika, while she was going through labor.
And she deleted some photos.
And she deleted them.
Endless connections.
We'll have to do a Laken Snelling's part 2.
That just shows y'all people's priorities in life are totally skewed now. Like, who thinks to take selfies?
Can we do the part 2 after this one?
Yeah, we'll keep up with her trial and stuff. I'll try to keep up. Because I found that one earlier that she went to. That was just from yesterday, I think. Thursday or Friday.
Look what Chance did to his bed.